What's going on, guys? This was my experience last year in the IMMAF World Championships. Let's get into it. This was the night before the weigh-ins. I was in the best shape of my life and ready to go. I was then up and ready to go to get weighed in and fuel up for the fights. Of course, I made weight like I always do, and luckily enough I got to check out the arena that I would be fighting in. Now finally, let's go out there and put on a show. My first opponent was a really good guy from Spain. Round 1 was pretty tough, but in round 2 and 3 I absolutely dominated. I picked this guy up and I brought him across that cage. There was no damn way I was losing this fight.
Job's not done, coming for everyone. I'm not happy, job's not done, I'm coming for everyone.
So I'm pretty sure this one speaks for itself. The job is still not done, but look, I'm still coming for everyone. I absolutely dominated this guy from America. So yeah, Team USA got a fright when I got my hands on this guy. I ended up getting a mounted triangle and I was very happy with that. I got the tap. In my third fight, I fought a guy from Uzbekistan who originally shot, and I defended the takedown, but then we ended up getting into quite a scramble. After the scramble, I managed to show up with many submissions, but he managed to bore out the round and just survived. I locked up a beautiful triangle and took his arm, and I popped off again and got the finish. Damn, I love getting that hand raised. In my fourth fight, I faced another Uzbekistan opponent. He just kept running around. I kept cutting off the cage, and it made it hard to do anything. He was just kind of being a crybaby about a headshot, so I had to be very careful with my shots. So we got up after the fight. This guy was a bit of a, he was a bit disrespectful. I went up and I went to shake his hand. He started pushing me and nodding his head, but he later regret that, because look, we all know who the real winner is here. Yeah. Oh, I loved wiping that smug look off this guy's face. Pussy.
I love this game. I love being in here. This is where my heart belongs.
In the semi-finals, I fought a really good kid from Ukraine. I got the unanimous decision and absolutely dominated. He was pretty tough. He got out of my chokes. He managed to survive, At the end of the day, there's levels to it though, and I secured that win pretty dominantly. Now it was time. Every single fight, every single training session, every single second leading up to this, the crowd was absolutely electric. I loved the Irish crowd. It was absolutely amazing. There were no nerves going into this fight. I was excited. I was absolutely buzzing that I was about to become the world champion. So now, without further ado, let's get into this fight and the huge controversy. Team Ireland versus Team Tajikistan. I stared this guy straight out of it. We touched gloves and then we prepared to go to war. The fight was starting off great. I pressured him, I underhooked him, I pressed him up against the cage. I was battering this guy. From here I was thrown over, but not to worry, I got my guard back, and then I attempted a scorpion submission, which he clearly didn't like, so he picked me up and brought me to his corner, which wasn't too far away. I then could not let that slide, so I put on one of the most tightest triangle armbars I've ever put on, and the crowd was going wild. Look, we make mistakes. I was waiting for the ref to come in. I should have just broke his arm, to be honest, but look, that's on me. We learn. Then I pushed the pace on him. I was creating lovely angles, getting under his elbows. I pressed him up against the cage again. I was stuffing all of his shots and doing everything right. Here you can see me attempt a flying triangle, but he wasn't giving me that, so it was too risky. So I just kept putting the pressure on him and kept him on his bike. This is where the controversy had started. I had gotten a warning for this perfectly slowed down legal shot. This would also later come back to haunt me. Also, throughout this fight I get hit in the face quite a lot, but it's a fight at the end of the day. I'm a true champion and I carry on. Later on in this fight I got point deduction for an accidental illegal shot, which should not have happened because this was technically my first offence. The commentators in other countries backed me too. I pressured him forward, I landed clean shots, shot from the inside, outside of the leg. I stuffed his takedowns, I picked them up, I did everything I could have done to win this fight. After finishing the fight off very strongly, with my opponent pushed up against the cage and landing shots, I'd finally thought I'd won the World Championships. Yeah, the crazy thing is the camera was panned on me, you know, waiting for me to get my hand raised. The Irish crowd is also electric. I really appreciate everyone that was watching and in that crowd. I will let everyone listen to this crowd and witness the true robbery of the 2025 IMMAF World Championships. Blue corner, fuck you. Real winner indeed, guys, real winner indeed. But look, I won't be disheartened. I didn't crash out, I didn't make a show of my country, and I stayed composed. As bad as these results were, as bad of a robbery as this was, I was not disheartened, I was not stopped from training, I was not demotivated. I came back, you know, I wasn't happy with the result. It was a true robbery, but look, I will move on as a true champion and take it back. I really want to thank my coaches, I want to thank my teammates, I want to thank everyone in the crowd watching. I'm really excited to give you some show. April 4 for internationals, and look, I'll be back in August to rule the world once again.